Hi Virgos, how are we doing this week? This is your bi-weekly reading from the 16th to the 31st. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If it doesn't, check your moon and rising because you could be in that energy as well. All right. Okay. So, first card out is Tower in reverse, which is interesting because I feel like Capricorn had this as well. Things might be shifting a little bit for you in these 2 weeks. What I think about the Tower reverse is kind of like a mini lesson. So for some of you, you might have been noticing what needs to change in your life and making small adjustments that way. It kind of feels, again, mini lessons that were kind of happening here. We're avoiding the kind of catastrophe of the full-blown tower falling down. Oh my gosh, sorry for all the loud noise out there, Virgo. I do live downtown, but of all the kind of the tower crumbling, we're seeing kind of what needs to change before that kind of big disastrous tower comes down. I think this week for you is going to be a lot of looking back at your kind of work, maybe kind of where you're at in your life. There's going to be some kind of reflection that way. That's what the kind of Seven of Pentacles is all about, is looking at the work we've maybe done or have kind of accomplished so far, taking a break to kind of look at that, resonate that, how far you've already come, okay? And I think that's going to be kind of important here to kind of see our values, see what we've kind of created, see that what we've done for ourselves. Because afterwards, we're having the Magician in reverse. We're also having the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That is kind of feeling that we are not kind of feeling in our space of abundance. We're not really coming from a space where we're feeling abundant right now, or we're not feeling valued, or something in our work is not feeling like it's kind of working out for us almost in a way. We're like seeing ourselves like, yeah, looking all we accomplished, but for some reason we're still feeling like we can't really manifest things for ourselves. We're feeling that things will not maybe go our way, or maybe feeling again here that we just are not abundant, or we don't have that kind of power to kind of change things or circumstances. I want to get more into that, Virgo. I'm going to see what this kind of energy is. Why are we having the Magician in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here? All right, it's just kind of feeling like an end of a cycle in your life here. I really want you to feel, again, if things are maybe changing a little bit or disrupting, we're ending a cycle and we're moving into something kind of new here. The World card is popping out, okay? Just letting you know that, especially when we're kind of getting onto this new cycle here, it's going to be a little rocky. It's going to be a little turbulent. Things are going to be changing, you know, because this is going to be a new chapter. It's kind of a new start. We're kind of moving into this new kind of chapter energy here. So I don't want you to think, that things are not working out for you or things are going in your favor, that you don't have the power to kind of create what it is for your life here. You are the Magician. You do have the tools. Make sure you feel abundant. Make sure you feel like you are the alchemist of your own life, that you have the power to do that. Because it seems like right now you're kind of questioning that, or kind of lacking that in a way, lacking in the way of feeling like your manifestations will come to life. The Empress card is coming out here, the nurturing card. For some of you, maybe this is feeling like a result that has to do with pregnancy. If there's something around that, it's kind of the maternal card here with the Empress kind of popping out. So it could be in that sense too. You have to realize you are abundant. Things will work out for you. Maybe it's not on that timeline that you're kind of hoping for, but just keep that kind of energy out there. Keep the Empress popping up here, right? We're feeling abundant. We're feeling that things grow towards us. We're feeling fertile in the sense of not only just like in the physical fertile, but in the sense of being like abundance, like the fertility of abundance here, that things will kind of work out for us here, that we are feeling like we are abundant in our life, and keep reminding ourselves that. I think maybe that like look into the past effort or work is going to be helpful for you here. There is this new kind of emotional beginning for you. We have the Ace of Cups, so I just kind of want to see some reversed. Seems like there's going to be a new kind of emotional energy for you, or a new emotional offering. I feel like we're letting go of some of the stuff here that is keeping us stuck. We're letting go of this energy of things that are maybe keeping us down. That could be fear, that could be addiction, whatever it is that is keeping us tied down, keeping us in our spot, not making us feel good or abundant, or feeling like things are kind of going to work out for us here. Whatever it is that's kind of stalling that happiness on you, you're really going to release it in these kind of 2 weeks here. And I think, again, with the Tower reversed, I think it's these many changes that you're kind of changing in your life, being like, whoa, I need to kind of redirect that kind of right now, or else that could go down a wrong path. whatever those kind of little lessons that we're doing now is going to be beneficial in the long run. It's going to bring this new kind of emotional being for you here, this new emotional kind of stability, especially with this kind of Ace of Cups here. So don't feel with the Sun reverse that just because things aren't maybe happy now, that they'll never be happy. Maybe you're just releasing some of these emotions. Maybe you're releasing some of this fear, or releasing some of the energy that is kind of keeping you stuck, detaching yourself from that, because it feels like there's going to be this new kind of brightness for you coming up, Virgo. For Virgos, please. Seems like in these 2 weeks you might have a decision here on something that is stuck or not moving anywhere. This could be a job, this could be a relationship, whatever it is for you where you're feeling stuck, where you're feeling like things aren't really moving forward for you, that you're kind of losing interest, that things aren't kind of progressing in the way you want it to. And it's kind of hurting you here. It's kind of breaking your heart in a way. You might have to make a painful choice in these 2 weeks, make a choice whether we kind of continue on the path we're going, or we kind of move a new direction here. So just be open to that, and just to feeling that out as well. Because again, it feels like there's some pain in a choice here, some little bit of heartbreak in this choice that's presenting itself here, Virgo. Maybe again, where it is we're moving forward, what is moving forward for us, what are we kind of not feel drive to move forward with anymore. I think there's going to be a lot of those kind of questions popping up for you in these 2 weeks. And I think maybe these two weeks as well, at the end of October, are kind of going to be that time where you start to kind of question the things around you, and question kind of what's bringing you happiness and what is maybe not here, and making those little adjustments for yourself. Working hard. What is this hard work for Virgo? What's this hard work for Virgo? Interesting. There's the Eight of Pentacles here, there's the Three of Cups, and then there's the Lovers reversed. It kind of seems like some of you are going to make the choice or the focus to kind of focus on your work and focus on your social life a little bit. Maybe there's something here that's not really working out romantically in this Lovers, or some kind of partnership. The Lovers doesn't always have to be just romantic. It could resonate to that, or it could represent to some kind of divine partnership. So it almost seems like here there's going to be kind of a question to this relationship. Maybe this is kind of the heartbreaking choice you're having to make. Maybe you're having to choose between kind of a relationship, or your job, and a social life in a weird way, and your friends. Kind of maybe feels too much for you right now. That could be happening as well for you. Or maybe someone thinks you're maybe too focused on your work and your friends here, and they're not getting what they kind of need. But wherever it is, it's just going to be this relationship here that kind of comes into question. And I think that might be coming into question in these kind of 2 weeks for you. That might be kind of like the bit of a heartbreaking decision. Is I don't want to feel like there has to be this choice, but it almost does feel like there is a kind of a choice of what is kind of working in these 3 areas, and what it needs to kind of change here. What kind of relationships we might need to let go of, whether that's friend or other relationships here, to kind of move forward into kind of a more healthier space for yourself. Interesting. Yeah, there's just going to be lots of contemplation this week. A lot of kind of seeing different options, seeing again, different avenues. I really feel like these 2 weeks is just kind of maybe a step back, maybe a seat back, to kind of evaluate things, to see things kind of clearly. It might cause a little bit of confusion, because there might feel like there's a lot of options, different scenarios to go. But if you just listen to your gut, if you listen to what feels right, then things will move forward for you more steadily here. Again, I see you in this mode of making changes, little changes for yourself here, to avoid a total collapse. What you kind of need maybe in these relationships, or maybe what you kind of want, or what you want to kind of focus on here, or maybe it's what you want kind of in a partner as well. I think whatever it is that maybe is not working for you, you're going to kind of notice it here. You're kind of notice the things that are kind of keeping you stuck, and you're going to put your energy towards something new. The Page of Pentacles could be a new idea, could be a new job, could be something that you want to build for yourself. I see this kind of more self-empowerment, Virgo. I'm seeing kind of you really kind of moving into, even though you are kind of stepping back for this week, I see you kind of moving into a space of more of a driver's seat, and the sense of being that you're just like, you know what, I'm going to choose things that feel right for me, and I'm going to kind of take the wheel in this sense. Because if things are stuck right now, I have the control to do kind of something about it. You know, things aren't maybe going in the favor, but I can maybe be the alchemist of a life and create things here for myself. And I think you might feel that inspiration by the end of these 2 weeks. Kind of hopefulness, it kind of feels like. It feels like birthing kind of new ideas here as well. For these 2 weeks. So even though there is a lot of option, there is a lot of choice, a lot of confusion here. I feel like you're going to, again, be like, you know what, I have the power to kind of move past this. I have the power to kind of put myself back in the driver's seat here. It's going to be an interesting kind of 2 weeks, I'm feeling. In these 2 weeks, it's just kind of going to be, again, this contemplation and kind of deciding what to do and kind of moving forward. Because I'm getting this little bit stuck energy. And maybe, again, it's stuck on this idea or stuck on this relationship here. But there's something that is kind of... that you're feeling is not maybe going the way you want it to go. For Virgos, please. There's going to be some, in this time of many changes and contemplations, I feel like there is going to be a part of yourself that is going to kind of be revealed here. And sometimes these can represent, these are 2 major arcana cards, so sometimes it can represent Taurus and Pisces, so you might be kind of dealing with those 2 signs. I have Cancer on the board. I have Lovers on the board, which is a Gemini. I have Capricorn, which is a Devil. Tons of major arcana kind of on the board here. The Tower, the World. These are all major arcana cards, so I think this is a kind of a major change for you, some kind of big kind of switch for you here, because I think some truth is going to be kind of revealed here about this rebellion, of this kind of going against the grain kind of energy. That's what the Hierophant reverse is all about, is kind of that rebellious side, like fuck the status quo and doing something else here. So for you, that could be, again, in doing something rebellious, doing something against what society deems as right or normal here. You might get some truth about that, or maybe some truth about kind of your rebellious your rebelliousness in a way. It kind of feels like you do something rebellious, and it kind of shows kind of a truth to you in a way. It kind of reveals something to you. That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of feels like it's almost like Virgo, like that rebellion shows you something about something that was maybe something about your shadow side. Maybe it's something to do with kind of that, about this kind of moon energy here. It kind of shows you, hey, like maybe, I don't know, this rebellion maybe not good for me, or maybe it's a good thing for me. Whatever it is in your kind of circumstance here, again, I see you just evaluating and making some mini changes. Whether that's the stuff, if this rebellion is, you're like, okay, really, maybe I'm being too rebellious here with myself. It's time to kind of hone it in, kind of, you know, but I feel like there is going to be some truth being revealed again in this sense for these 2 weeks for you. For Virgo, we're healing some definitely past pain here, some sadness, some depression. There's going to be some major nurturing yourself this week, especially with this Queen of Cups card. Valuing yourself, looking at yourself, examining yourself, looking at, you know, providing ourselves with care, compassion, love. That's what I kind of get with the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is always like my mothering card. So I think you're going to start to nurture that side of yourself, nurture the side of yourself that maybe was a little bit depressed, sad, lost, and kind of really care for yourself that way. Understand it through a sense of being maybe you're just kind of like a person going through things, and it's okay. Kind of, I don't know. It kind of seems like you might be kind of self-soothing yourself these 2 weeks, or kind of working on that kind of part of yourself, working on the part of maybe whatever this kind of depression or kind of separation from ourselves was. We'll be kind of working on that in these 2 weeks, healing some of that part of ourselves. And maybe that's what the step back is going to help us to do. It's going to teach us to kind of care for ourselves a little bit more, right? To treat ourselves with compassion, care, and love. There seems like the King of Wands is here. The King of Wands is here in reversed. Kind of indicates to me it could represent a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy, Virgo, but it's saying whatever kind of, for me, this is what I'm feeling like, whatever creative blocks that you've been having recently, I feel like they're kind of going to release themselves here. You're going to see kind of how you've kind of been getting your own way, if that's fear, if that's ego, whatever it is, whatever this creativity block that you might have been having, I think is going to kind of dissipate for you here. And you're going to see that maybe some of these actions or these things that we're kind of changing or making little changes on are really going to help kind of our future here in these kind of 2 weeks. Because it feels, I just keep going back to evaluation. We're just kind of evaluating everything. And you're like, what is making me not feel creative? What is not making me feel like I can express myself creatively? What's not feeling right that way? Why am I having these kind of creative blocks right now? What is kind of causing this for me? And that kind of evaluation is going to kind of get you through these 2 weeks. Seeing the things that kind of need to change. All right, let's pull some oracle cards. For Virgo, please. Thank you. For Virgo, please. All right, so we got the energy oracle, which is the world. The world. Expansion opening up. The man in the picture is looking out over the bay, above which a beautiful sphere of earth is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social networking. Drawing this card could also let you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready and gobble it up. I think that's important in this too, right? We can manifest these things. We can be the magician. We can create these things in our life, whatever it is, especially kind of what I was feeling with the magician in reversed, what we're feeling here, the world's kind of our oyster. We have lots of options here is what I think is kind of to take from this card is there's unlimited resources available to you. And now's the time to think big, right? The world is your oyster, so gobble it up, right? There's choices to be made here. But that's kind of the good thing here. There might be options, right? And we also have Indecision, which is kind of the card that I associate with the Two of Swords here. Might be the decision you're kind of weighing on here. This card marks the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life. This shows you anxiously looking at 2 roads, wondering which would be the better choice. Yet, you are standing still and feeling confused by the ups and down emotions of your present indecision. You could spend days, months, or even years back and forth energy, all while feeling your focus and your life force draining away. The indecision creates a paralysis of will, one that kept you stuck while you were waiting for to be certain about the results of your choice. It's time to let go of the analysis and self-doubt that you have been keeping you stuck. Meditate on your options and see where your guides guide you. Consider which direction resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goal. Follow your heart and make the honoring choice, right? whatever it is, again, that we are nurturing here, that we are creating, we have kind of the power to kind of do this, right? Follow your heart, make the choice, you know, ask your guides for help if you need it. We also have the I'm sorry card. So I'll read that in our Starseed Oracle here. Okay. Defenselessness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. We live in divisive times. When we're hurt, we're triggered, and we tend to see things as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for healing. If you were to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things from outside right and wrong. As our souls remember unity and yearn for it here on earth, perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that when we simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here, this is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive, personally, ancestrally, collectively. The shadow, the hate, the wounds, the separation, the severings, the wrongs, the sadness. You may be called to how to explore your ancestors or your society, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things that are true as they truly are for all people. To say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than be part of the perception of inherited conflict or oppression. This isn't about blame, it's about unwinding the pattern that got us here. You may be called to devote your time to a cause that you believe in or do some healing work on your ancestral line. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? And that would be some of the kind of the choice of that pain that we're kind of feeling here, or the things that we're kind of letting go of here as well. All right, Virgo, this was your end of the month reading. I hope it helped.